right, folks, we're back in on the radio on the morning show, 105.3 FM and AM 1280 WPKZ. My name's Noah Hatton. I'm here this morning with the chef, Sean Flanagan.
Good morning.
Zach Austin is somewhere in the back of the ship, and we're also here with the folks from the Better Business Bureau of Central New England. We've been speaking for a few months with Megan MacBride. She's the Director of Marketing and whatnot. She's also the brand champion at the Better Business Bureau of Central New England. But here we are with a new friend from the Bureau, and her name is Lisa K. Swanson. She is the new CEO of the Bureau. Welcome, Lisa.
Oh, thank you so much. Good morning, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Good morning. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic. So, how's it going over at the Bureau? New job, new place, same city, though.
Same city, living the dream there at the Better Business Bureau. And it's funny because I tell people a lot of times, I feel like I'm working with the Eagle Scouts of the business community.
Fantastic.
And honestly, I'm loving it. I'm loving the board. I love our team. Megan's been doing a great job as our brand champion. Our accredited businesses are amazing. I'm becoming familiar with the President's Club, and I'm happy to say there are several members of the President Club, which are accredited businesses who have been with the Better Business Bureau for more than 30 years. And what's important about that is that these businesses, I'm sure Megan has told you all about it, but these businesses impress me so much because they voluntarily live up to 8 standards of building a marketplace of trust. And so voluntarily, they have decided to come together and make sure that advertising is doing what it's saying it's going to do, and really doing all of this research through the Institute, which is amazing for consumers. And that's really what drives all those scam trackers that I know Megan and her friends have been telling you about in months past.
Absolutely. We've heard a lot about what the Bureau does. We know that you can be a resource for consumers. We know that you can be a sturdy line for good businesses to hold themselves to for a standard. But you're the new CEO here for Central New England, so I want to talk to you a little bit about your mission and your personal feelings about, how you're going to engage with businesses and what you're going to bring to the Bureau.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. Well, first of all, I think that what's important to know is that it's about relationships. A lot of times we know that we're on our phone. Right now, Megan's on her phone taking pictures as we speak. And as consumers, I know I've been scammed. My husband has been scammed with his business. My mother was scammed with somebody pretending to be one of her grandchildren. And so really that element of trust and relationships is very important to me for a lot of different reasons. And even in my past career at the Hanover Theater and Conservatory, there are a lot of ticket resellers, a lot of scams out there, and it's really the consumer and the business that suffers when there are people that are taking advantage of marginalized populations, or even just people who are getting the alerts on their phone and they think, "Ooh, I haven't renewed my Easy Pass. This must be real," but in fact, it's not, and that would be me. So part of my mission, obviously, is to make sure that consumers know about the relevancy of the Better Business Bureau. That's why we're here today. That's why we're talking to you. That's why we're going to be out in the community with scam presentations in August and October at the Worcester Public Library. We're going to be looking to do some of those scam presentations here in this area. So part of my vision is to make sure that we are out in every part of our service area, building those relationships with consumers, answering their questions, really distributing all the fantastic information that is out there that the Institute researches. Plus, I want to make sure that I have a relationship with the 2,400 different businesses that are accredited businesses here in our service territory. So we are putting together a whole BBB territory tour, Better Together. Megan can speak to that. I know we've talked to you a little bit about that.
BBB and me.
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what's great about that is really getting to know the businesses that are in our community. What is it that they're looking for? What do they need from us? And how can we support that?
Fantastic. And by the way, with a new CEO also comes a new title of our segment. So when you see us, when you go to kzonereplay.com, you're looking for us. You're looking to get some of that good conversation between me and the fine folks from the Better Business Bureau. You're going to look for BBB Consumer News You Can Use.
Ooh,
fantastic.
I love it.
Yep. Love it. What inspired that name? What had you guys cook that one up?
It just flowed.
Just felt right. Yeah.
Well, that, and also a lot of our consumers, I mean, Noah, we talk about this every other week, right? I bring articles from our bbb.org website. We do all this research for our consumers. We have the scam tracker in order to warn people who've already been scammed. So our mission, to piggyback off what Lisa was saying, is really to educate everybody, and that's part of where our territory tour, our Better Together, is going to be a huge asset for us, as we're going to travel across our whole territory, which I don't know if I really ever said it on this radio, but did you guys know we have a small section of Connecticut and we go all the way to the Berkshires, so we have a very large territory to cover, and we want to see all of our accredited businesses. So whether you're listening in Fitchburg or passing through, we'll probably see you soon after the end of September.
We're here with Megan MacBride. That's who you just heard. She is Director of Marketing and Communications at the Bureau, and she's the brand champion. That's why she comes here and joins us every other week on the radio. Not to mention here with new CEO Lisa K. Swanson. We are going to take a quick commercial break, check the traffic and weather, but when we come back, we're going to get into some talking points, talk with Lisa and Megan about some of the things we have prepared to speak to you, the listener, about here on a Wednesday, on the radio, on the morning show on 105.3 FM and AM 1280 WPKZ. We'll be right back. Alrighty, everybody. We are back on the K-Zone Morning Show, 105.3 FM and AM 1280 WPKZ. I'm Noah Hatton, here this morning with the chef, Sean Flanagan.
Morning.
We've got Zach Austin as well on the radio. And not to mention, we've got our guest here today, Megan MacBride. She is Director of Marketing and Communications, not to mention brand champion for the Better Business Bureau of Central New England. And we're here with the new CEO of the Bureau. It's Lisa K. Swanson on the radio. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are we this morning?
Good morning.
Doing
Outstanding.
good. All right, we introduced Lisa. We talked about the Bureau a little bit. Now let's start talking about some of the stuff you guys have prepared to speak to us about this morning. And I understand tax-free shopping days is just around the corner here in Massachusetts and Connecticut. And, you know, people can get a lot of good deals out there, but there's scams. There's some overspending traps. What's the deal here, guys?
Yeah, so just so everyone is aware, tax-free weekend for the state of Massachusetts is going to be August 17th through the 23rd, and for Connecticut, we're looking at, August 9th and 10th for Massachusetts, and August 17th through the 23rd for Connecticut. I am sorry, misread there.
That's
and
all right.
Basically, for anyone who doesn't know what this is, as Noah put it, it is a weekend where you can go shopping and not have tax on items. Items such as clothing, shoes,
Appliances.
Yeah.
school supplies. We're looking at,
Consumer
back to school.
items.
Yes.
Consumer items.
Dun, dun, dun.
And part of BBB's mission on the consumer side that we talked a lot about is we have these abilities to file a review and to file a complaint. And sometimes with weekends like these, a lot of scams can come up, a lot of mistrust, wrongful marketplace interactions can happen. So we're here today to really talk about what are the tips we can use from the Better Business Bureau in order to avoid these. So, for example, we should always be planning ahead. It is now, July 30th at this point. So we have enough time to plan ahead, research those big ticket items, like TVs, laptops, larger technology items that you might get, furniture.
The computer for your kids when they go back to school.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, my dad loved that season. So it's important to know those sale items. Typically with retail, if something's on sale or on clearance, it's typically no return, final sale. So making sure that you're really checking those return policies. And then if, heaven forbid, which we obviously don't want, but if you do have to, if you end up having a bad marketplace interaction, you can come to us, the Better Business Bureau, and we can help you file a complaint. Now, what a complaint is if you have a wrongful marketplace interaction with a business, you can go to bbb.org and file a complaint, and we are going to be that third neutral party that is going to be that liaison between that business and yourself. We don't make any promises or guarantees of anything, but what we can do is make sure that we're having an inclusive, trusting environment between the business and the consumer. And beyond that, we can hopefully come up with a good resolution. So,
yes. And just to sum up those tips for you, so Megan said, plan ahead. Make a list to avoid the impulse purchases, just like when you go to the grocery store. Research, like you said, those big ticket items in advance, and then compare prices online versus in the store. What I think is especially important is know the return policies. I was stuck in this. I went to a major retailer. I bought a gift, and I didn't know that they had changed their return policy to 30 days. After 30 days, you could no longer return the items. This is a major retailer that will not be named on the air. But I will tell you, really important to know what those return policies are, especially when you are doing a lot of shopping. Also, watch out for the fake deals. Watch out for people who are inflating their prices before they say that there is a sale. Be cautious online. Not every Facebook ad is legit. That's a true point there. And I also want people to know that you can get these lists delivered to your inbox. The Better Business Bureau has a consumer newsletter for free that people might not know about. So, Megan, how do they sign up for that newsletter?
Yep, if you go to bbb.org and you click on My BBB Near Me and you select BBB of Central New England, you can go to our homepage, which has a newsletter sign up, or you can always call in or email me at marketing@cne.bbb.org to sign up. And yes, exactly what Lisa said, this is an opportunity for you to get this information right into your inbox without having to do all the searching that I'm already doing to bring this to the radio to you every other week.
That's right. So tax-free days in Massachusetts are August 9th and 10th. In Connecticut, they're August 17th through the 23rd. And just be smart. Make a list. Be aware.
And guys, we do have to talk about back-to-school shopping.
Oh, yeah.
We have to talk a little bit about back-to-school shopping. When you're a kid, it's both exciting and terrifying all at the same time. You're walking through the aisles, you see the big Crayola display, and you're like, oh God, no, please, no. But then there's that part of you that's excited about it. You get to be with all your friends again. But mom and dad are always a little bit anxious about it because you got to make sure you get the kids ready. You got to make sure they have everything they need. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of things to be aware of. So why don't you take it away, Lisa?
Well, I have to say my daughter's now 26, so
Oh.
I'm not doing the back-to-school
25.
mega shopping that I used to do. But here's the real key, is stick to the list. Make a plan when you're going to your back-to-school shopping. Of course, plan for a treat. Talk ahead of time about what it is that you're getting. I personally get distracted by the school supplies and the Sharpies, right? Like all of a sudden I want every kind of presentation material known to man. I was born to go into marketing, right? My daughter is exactly the same way.
You're going to stand out, sweetie.
Well, no, it's more like I want you to have every color that you could ever imagine to do those presentations and get that creative juices flowing. But stick to the list, because the list is what's going to enable your child to succeed. Don't get distracted by all the flashy promotions that are happening. It's hard, right?
Yes. And it's funny, I can only relate to this as the kid in the situation. I do not have children of my own, but I can tell you I was always so excited to walk into, the big department stores and go wild. But Lisa makes a really good point. Stick to your list, because as a child who received back to school items, I only used what was on required of me.
Well, and I think that, like we said, for consumers, check the return and exchange policies.
Yep.
Go from the list, then check the return and exchange policies and save all of your receipts. Keep digital copies if you can, and take advantage of those sales and the tax-free shopping days, but be strategic. See if there are any big sales ahead of time. Consider buying some items in bulk or off season. Sign up the email alerts from the trusted brands that you know that you want to support. And for college students, look for student discounts from software companies, clothing stores, and electronics brands. But really be wary of offers that require personal data or large deposits. That's your red flag, right? And really stick to the verified retailers and student portals like your school's recommended vendors.
Well, avoiding bamboozlement, is just like anything else in life. You got to go in with a plan.
Right.
You got to know what you're doing before you jump into the fight.
Absolutely. So this season, don't let the stress of back to school shopping lead to overspending or falling for a scam. A little preparation, as always, goes a long way. So the checklist, secure sites, and smart budgeting can help make this your smoothest school year yet. But for more trusted advice, you can always visit bbb.org.
We're here with the CEO of the Better Business Bureau of Central New England, Lisa K. Swanson, and her Director of Marketing and Communications, and the brand champion, Megan MacBride. Ladies, we're running out of time this morning. Is there anything we need to hit on before we say goodbye?
There is so much, but really I want consumers to know that please go to our website, bbb.org. You can reach out to Megan anytime, but sign up for those consumer newsletters. Look at the articles. There's so much information. It can be overwhelming, but we're here to help you.
Very good. All right. Lisa K. Swanson and Megan MacBride of the Better